Hi everyone. So welcome back to a new video. Today is day 15 of our 30 days of JavaScript challenge, and let's see what the problem we will be solving today. We will be solving interval cancellation. Okay, this is an easy level question. Now let's see what is the problem description. So in this question we have been given a function fn, okay, and an array of arguments args and also an interval time t, okay. Now what we need to do, we need to return a cancel function, cancel fn, okay. So like in the previous question, we were cancelling the function which was for timeout, right? We were clearing the timeout. Here what we need to do, we have some interval time. That time we had some sleep time, or what we can say timeout time, right? This is interval time. So what we need to do is we need to cancel this interval. What they have told here, the function fn should be called with args immediately and then called again every after t milliseconds until cancel fn is called at cancel t time milliseconds. So what they are telling here, that our function fn will be called once immediately, okay, and it will be getting called after some interval of time, that is t, okay. So when we execute our function in such a way that it is continuing in the such that the function is called in a loop one after another after some period of time, then we are using set interval in that case, okay. So before seeing the solution or the problem approach, we will be seeing what is set interval, okay. So in JavaScript, the set interval method is used to repeat a function at a specified interval. As I said, that whatever function we are trying to execute, it will be repeated after some, let's say we have 1 second, okay. So it will we will, since we are using parameters as milliseconds, so we will be passing 1000 milliseconds here, and it will be called after every 1000 milliseconds. Now it takes two parameters, one will be the function, the other one will be the interval time, and the set interval method continues to execute until the window is closed, or we use clear interval. So we now get an idea that what is the how we will be cancelling the set interval method, right? They have told, right, that function will be executed once immediately, then it will be called after some interval again. Fn will be called after some interval, and then it will be cancelled. So how we will cancel it? In order to cancel or close the set interval, we will be calling clear interval. Now let's see what is clear interval, okay. So clear interval, it is used to stop the loop calling process of set interval execution. So what is the syntax of clear interval? Let's say we have created an interval, okay. So let's name is as interval, okay. So this is interval, and what we are doing, after some time, let's say we have a function greet and it is getting called again and again. So what we will do, this greet is getting called, okay, and after, let's say 1000 millisecond it is getting called. Now what we need to do, we need to stop this function after some time. So what we will do, in order to clear the time interval, we use clear interval, and we will call this inside the clear interval only. So we will do clear interval. In this we will pass the variable. So let's say after uh, this function is called, okay, this greet function is called after, let's say 2 or 3 times in then after 2 or 3 times this interval has been called, what we will do, simply we will, in order to stop the function, we will use this clear interval. So Like in the set timeout, we were using the clear timeout function in order to stop the timeout, right? Or in order to stop the execution of the delay function. In the same way, here we are using clear interval in order to stop the looping call process. Okay, so now we have the basic idea of what we will be doing in the question, right? Let's see this. Now, for the first step, what we need to do? They have told us that we need to call the function immediately for the first time. Okay. So, for the first time, we will call the function directly. Okay. So, let's say this is our function. Okay. Inside this, we will call this fn args first. Then after this, what we need to do? Our function is now called immediately with args. Now we need to call it again after some t milliseconds. So what we will do for that, we will be using set interval. Now we will declare set interval, and here we will be calling the function. We will use spread operator here. Now we need to delay this function call again by t milliseconds. So we will pass t here. Now this second part is clear. Okay, we have means again called the function after some t milliseconds. Now what we need to do? We need to call return the cancel function. So let's say we create a function called cancel fn, and what this will do, it will clear the interval. And we will return this cancel fn. Now instead of writing this part, okay, and means what I mean here is, instead of assigning this function to a variable, okay, we can directly return this function also, like this, return, and directly we will return this arrow function. So this is like a shorter version of the previous code. So now let's move on to the code editor. There we will see how we are solving this problem. So let's see the code now. So first we will call the function fn, and we will pass the arguments. We are calling it because we need to call it immediately, and after that what we will do? We will call the function after some interval. So for that we will be using set interval, and inside this we will be calling the function again after some time, and this will be called after t milliseconds, right? So we will pass the t also here. Now what we will do? We need to return a cancel function. So instead of creating a function again, I am using a arrow function and returning that only. So clear interval. In this I will pass the interval. So let's try to run the code now. Okay, we are supposed to use here spread operator, because this will accept the values like in a separate way. Yeah, so this has been accepted. Now let's try to submit it. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments, and subscribe to my channel in order to continue with me in this 30 days of JavaScript journey, and also hit the bell notification to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you for watching.